Welcome back to Of Dice and Friends, your weekly serving of magic, mayhem, and misadventure. I'm Sarek, your host and dungeon master, and this is my first time DMing for the podcast.
What?
Yeah, I've gone ahead and usurped the role of dungeon master for this episode and relegated our normally prestigious friend to that of a humble player. So tell me, Joey, are you nervous about giving me such unbridled power over the child you so carefully cultivated?
Everyone at the table is just staring at me, waiting for me to say, it's just a prank, bro.
It's just a prank, bro.
Okay.
I feel a lot of... I'm excited. This is only the second time I've got to experience the podcast as a player. The other time being when Greg ran the Of Dargus and Friends one-shot. But
find that on our Patreon.
Yeah. So I'm super excited, and it was way less stressful showing up today. Not needing to prepare an episode. I imagine you experienced the opposite of that.
Oh, yeah. No, you gave me a bit of heads up, but even still, I don't know how you go through this on a weekly basis.
It's a lot.
Holy cow. It is so much.
He's cloned himself 6 times, but I'm not supposed to tell you that.
Can I just go out and... Sorry, let me just put this out here. So Sarek showed up today. We were not expecting him, and we had no idea that he was going to DM. And not only that, he brought a fantastic fruit pizza that he made himself for the rest of us. So he came prepared, and he brought food.
Okay, but
Joey,
now all the listeners are screaming because they're imagining actual pizza with like marinara sauce and cheese and fruit. So we need to clarify that Sarek is not a psychopath.
In that way.
Yeah. It was so good. It was like a cookie. It was like a tart.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Great.
It was like delicately presented too. I'm going to post a picture to our
And it was
Facebook
on
page.
like a stone, it's got a pizza stone too. So it was very
Beautiful.
fancy.
It was beautiful.
It was delicious.
So to make this all stranger, normally I would pass this off to Nolan to my left, but he isn't here. We asked him not to show up, given that...
we were so mad.
given that it's
Tricked us.
unclear what's going on with Mo, so we have no Nolan this time.
I'm so confused. What now?
Now Greg introduces himself.
No, we go clockwise.
Yeah.
It started with Sarek, and now it goes to Joey.
Oh, I should.
So introduce yourself.
Of course. I'm not used to this.
Thank you, Rachel.
Hi,
welcome.
everyone. I'm Joey, usually your host and dungeon master, but today I am playing Sensei Horace. And I came with an interesting bit of lore. By now, I'm sure most of you have realized that all 10 demigods, their names end in Guth, G-U-T-H. The reason for that is Guth is the giant word for giant. Their names are literal translations. So Treguth is the forest giant, the tree giant. Or Imiguth, Imi means cloud. He is the cloud giant, Imi-Guth.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yep, Thoguth, thunder giant. Yep. It's also worth noting
Wow.
that...
I wish I knew that earlier because I would have been able to remember their names.
It's worth noting that one of the 10 races was once a hive mind with their god. The Gith were a hive mind with Berguth. And so their name, Gith, is one letter away from Guth. They are essentially a step above mortals, but a step below demigods.
Oh. Huh. Man, I feel like Keen could have been so much more pompous about that.
Yeah, I guess he could have been, but
Do you want me to do a retake? We could just do that instead of the episode. I'll just go back in every line.
Yeah,
I
just
miss
re-record.
Keen.
Record all of your improvisation.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Trying to remember all of that.
All right, what did you say in episode 1? Oh, no.
Greg, save us.
Oh, what level is Horace? I gotta know.
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Horace is level 1.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't gone up a level.
God, he's gonna be
at
so
all. He's still level
useful.
one.
He is a level 1 monk.
Wow.
How much health?
He has 9 HP.
I am so strong compared to him.
Yes.
Wow. I am tough.
Hi, I'm Greg, and I play JR. And man, this is weird not having Nolan here.
Yeah.
I totally spaced on thinking of something. I guess this is weird. I don't like salads, and a lot of people like criticize me for that.
Yeah.
But I just hate salad.
Greg once told me he will never eat something that's green.
Yeah, I don't like salads. They're gross. You want to know why I don't like salad?
Why?
Because I was at a restaurant once and they brought one over and had a button in it. And I was like, hey, what is this? And the waiter was like, oh, don't worry. That's part of the dressing.
Damn it, Greg!
I don't know how Nolan does this.
I trusted you.
Hey, coming up with puns is a really difficult undertaking.
Oh my God, Greg.
Joey, why don't you like puns?
gonna switch.
Puns are their own rewords.
I think that Shakespeare felt that puns were one of the highest art forms.
I'm feeling
was
very
wrong.
vulnerable right now because last episode I found out that Mo might not be Mo, and Joey refuses to tell me how long he has not been Mo, whether he's just like stuck in the bathroom or tied up behind the tavern, or whether he hasn't been Mo ever since like the bad things started happening that we were seeing. Like I feel
Yeah, Mo could still be trapped in malice right now
right.
for all we know.
And then-
Just been running around with
and now
Immigrant.
we have Greg doing puns, and we have Sarek DMing, and Joey's playing, and I just like I need a drink. Pass me
There's
that bottle.
some Di-Serrano
Thank
right
you.
here.
I'm not even pouring it.
We'll
the
take
bottle's
the
mine.
sponsorship. Yeah.
I'm literally unscrewing the bottle for those of you at home.
Made by Italian monks.
Joey, do you like my socks? They have nachos on them because they're nacho socks.
Terrence.
Shut up, Greg.
Nice
God
one.
damn.
Wow.
I will switch your emergency contact out for Papa John's.
Better pizza.
Hey, Terrence, can you whistle?
You should do Pizza Hut because nobody out pizzas the Hut.
Hi, this is Aaron, and I play Finian the Elf. And I've already expressed my surprise and shock that Sarek is going to be running the table tonight. So I'm sending all kinds of good vibes for a good session.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
Imagith thanks you too.
I bet he does.
Okay, well, you know what, guys? Here's to this bottle of booze that I'm going to be chugging for the remainder of the episode. Cheers.
Cheers?
Cheers.
No, Terrence, you cannot have any alcohol. That's the bird.
All right, with that, let's get into it. Chapter 52, The Interloper. As the steely visor of the Aarakocra snaps shut, a lone metallic ping of steel echoes through the tavern, reverberating a single crisp note. The sound rebounds off walls far more cavernous than the dark, claustrophobic room would have suggested possible. The piercing ring is deafening as its sharp song swallows all others in its cacophony of but a single note. Wincing, you all open your eyes to find that, all at once, the sights of the homely tavern begin to warp and whirl, distorting your vision from all but yourselves and the lone figure before you. The colors of the environment begin to mix, bleeding together into a revolting, homogeneous brown sludge that ebbs and flows around the man in a hypnotic pattern, dulling your senses and muddling your visual acuity.
Damn.
Close your eyes again, trying to shake the bombardment of your senses before you lose your lunch. But it's hard. And after a deep, stabilizing breath, and presumably a stealing of your mental fortitude, you each open your eyes. The swirling visual mess and anxiety-inducing cry are both gone, instead replaced by a vast, dark expanse and deathly quiet. A soul spotlight is introduced then, illuminating the armored form of Imagith, light glistening off his polished armor and evaporating into the deep darks of his black feathers in a show of spectacular contrast. Imagith stands, back erect and feet snapped together in martial precision, his arms raised in a pointed display of drama as if to beckon to you. Shall we begin?
Sensei, I step forward. What did you do with young Modus?
It is not your turn to speak yet. The show has just begun. Now, back with you. Imagith throws his hand out in a defiant gesture. You find yourself propelled back into the darkness, suddenly sitting amongst an audience of people watching, waiting, and hushing you. Shh.
I'll open my mouth to argue, but when I'm shushed, I'll I'll cower back. Okay.
Hey, you can't pick on our friend. Only we can pick on him. And then I'll realize I just said friend, but it's fine. I won't correct it.
Your friend? Is this a new form of acquaintance you've just acquired that I am not yet aware of? How quaint. I always knew him as more of a airbag than a friend, but if you so insist, we can involve him in tonight's festivities.
What do you mean you've always known him? Where is Mo? And who in the God's name are you?
The remainder of the theater goes dark, except for a single spotlight emblazons on Tana now,
Oh, shit.
as she has kicked forth these unholy and strange set of events that are about to unfold. And Imagith, responding to your acknowledgement without a hint of delay, I am Imagith, the main event, the primary actor, the, as you would say, most important person on this entire plane, at your service. And with a flourish, he gives you a bow.
Yeah, I'm not wasting any time at all. I'm gonna shoot a fireball at your face. Give me my friend back.
The fireball smashes into his face, burning away the metal as the armor disintegrates around him, half burning into oblivion and half melting down into the floorboards beneath. And left is just Modus. But this isn't the Modus you know. This Modus has dark green and yellow eyes that glow and swirl in unnatural ways. And with that, we'll begin. So, here's how this is going to work. Each of you will be given a chance in the spotlight. Tana starting.
What?
And this chance will be to take on Imagith one-on-one in honorable combat.
I just shot a fireball at his face and it did nothing. What do you mean combat?
Oh, you started the combat. I thought that was the first act you wanted.
Yeah, we're here to beat him up anyway. Let's just beat him up.
What part of fireball doing nothing did you not understand? By the way, am I just yelling into the dark
You
ether?
just killed Imagith. He's now Modus.
We're gonna have to kill Mo. I trained for this.
So what you say and what you do will be judged, but will not be governed by the rules of normal Dungeons & Dragons.
I don't even know
Wait,
the
what?
rules of normal D&D.
Excellent, then you're well prepared for the first act. So that is, every turn you will be granted a chance to make a single action, one action. However, every action you do will require only an attack roll, a saving throw, or a skill check. And the check, regardless of type, will always be a 16. So pretty generous. Until you take into account you also have to do it with disadvantage.
Oof.
What you do and how you do it are entirely up to you. Damage will be dealt according to the closest matching spell in action, and all of that, of course, at Imagith's generous discretion.
So you're saying we're all storytellers?
Precisely.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I have a story to tell.
With that, there are no other rules, and the only limitation is that of your character's imagination. Let us dance.
Joey, you and I spoke on the phone. What do I get to do with Kriv?
Right. So it came to my attention last episode that I gave you an ability that you already got. So instead, once per long rest, you can call upon Kriv. All creatures within a 10-foot radius must pass a strength save or become restrained by his tentacles.
Okay,
until the
doesn't
end of
matter.
your
I'm
next
just
turn.
telling a story.
Okay. Great.
I am going to call upon my emotional support octopus tentacle buddy, and I am going to restrain this impasta so he can't get away.
Is that a special effect of the Noodles and Company restraining impastas?
Yes.
It's a special effect of my emotional support demon.
All right, give me a DC 16. We'll make it athletics check
And with disadvantage?
with disadvantage.
Okay. So, quick question. How does, wild magic work with this? Can I start throwing some chaos around to try and get one more roll?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, fantastic. Great. It was a nat 1.
Kriv's tentacles erupt from your chest and try to grab at Imagith, but he's warping time and space, and you're very understanding of perception, and Kriv can't even find it. Despite being a demon of chaos, Imagith is slippery somehow, almost like he can't be touched.
I'm supposed to be the one who warps time and space.
As you lament the unfairness of this entire situation, you suddenly blink and notice that Mo is now standing in front of you.
Hi, Mo.
With a single punch, he reaches out 4 inches and smashes into your chest
The 4-inch punch.
for a 23.
Yeah, that's new.
You fly back across the stage, and Imagith chuckles to himself. Yes. Perhaps a true demonstration is in order.
What?
Landing this punch now, he deals damage to you, and your chest hurts. He ends up dealing with his normal 1d8,
Okay, that's not bad.
12 damage, as the punch smashes into your chest plate.
Okay, yeah, that hurt. And I don't have a chest plate, I just have a chest.
Well, you don't wear armor underneath all of those fancy robes?
Nope, I'm a sorcerer, we don't get armor.
Your turn.
Oh, I get to go again?
If this is one-on-one combat until one of you defeats Imagith.
This sucks so badly. Well, I get to roll a D100 at least.
I heard this thump on the table, but I didn't know where it was coming from. I felt it. That D100 is nuts. What does it weigh, like half a pound?
Hey, it just stopped rolling finally, too.
62. Joe, you still have the chaos table, right?
Yeah,
That
I
hasn't
have it.
been robbed?
No, I have it still.
Well, tell me what a 62 is while my parrot's going nuts on my shoulder.
Each creature within 30 feet must pass a charisma.
Hey,
Yeah,
hang
wait
on
a
a sec,
minute,
hang
wait
on
a
a sec.
minute.
No,
wait a
no.
minute. No.
Yeah.
What are you going to say?
You're the writer. Write it. This is your turn.
Great, because you know what? That's what I was going to say.
Oh, okay. I'm glad we're in the same boat here.
I guess I'll just shut up.
Clouds open up above your head, but they're not glowing with lightning, they're glowing with fire. And as a thunderbolt made out of black fire erupts from the clouds, really, really cold ice cream cones. I'm talking like nitrogen frozen ice cream cones. It's nitrogen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Liquid nitrogen, right?
Yeah, liquid. I'm talking like liquid nitrogen frozen ice cream cones.
Oh, boy.
Start pelting you in the face, and did I mention they were cold? Because like that's like a tiefling's worst nightmare.
Oh, so you're bringing your own internal traumas out in this fight. Like, already, let's go. Oh, yeah. No, you start bombarding him with fire. Go ahead and give me
Fire and ice, baby.
a level 6 fireball. No, let's make it a level 8, but cold.
Level 8 fireball. Jeez.
I've never done a level 8 fireball. Someone tell me what I need to check my card to
It
know how to
would
do that.
11d6?
13d6.
Okay, all right. I've never rolled this many dice before in my entire life. 63?
That's pretty good. That's a lot of cold damage.
So much cold.
Except Mo blurs for a second as he tries to sidestep all of the falling ice cream cones. He fails and is pelted repeatedly by the ice cream cones.
Yes! Take that, sucker! Vanilla, strawberry, chocolate, mint! I hate mint.
Such a variety of flavors and discourse, I can't keep up.
Neapolitan.
He snatches with his monkly reflexes.
Reflexes.
And a single ice cream cone from the absolute torrent, the blizzard, the Dairy Queen of ice cream descending from the heavens.
I dare you to lick it.
With a cold, dead stare, he locks eyes with you and licks it.
This is so awkward
His tongue
and
falls
intimidating.
off, breaking and shattering underneath the damage.
God.
Before he motions back to you, Hajaba,
I'm sorry, what?
and Hajaba. And he throws the ice cream cone at you with lightning speed. Natural 20 critting.
It's an improvised weapon. Love it.
Kidding me?
The ice cream cone smashes into your face, the cold piercing into your eyes, your nose, your mouth. All your senses are overwhelmed by this. Go ahead and take. I'm going to need more dice for this.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? That's never a good sign.
Let's see, we said 13d6?
No.
You know, I think a single ice cream cone probably warrants, we'll go with 7 of it.
What?
27 cold damage.
Are you freaking kidding me? Pickles! 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 And my amulet will glow red with magic and fire that our goddess of hope gave me. As I take all of that damage and add it to my reaction, which is screaming anger vitriol of Hellish Rebuke, you will take, 21 plus half damage, which is 13. Go get yourself some 34 Hellish Rebuke damage.
the hellish stars of fire and sulfur erupt from you, chasing after Modus, Imagith, whatever this creature is in front of you. And he simply steps to the side,
That is not fair.
dodging them all at the last possible second with his monk-like reflexes, touching one ever so gently as it goes by and picking from it a lit cigar. He places it in his mouth and breathes deeply.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me, Tano, what know you of the pains of eternal perfection? Or, barring that, the expectation?
I have no idea what you just said.
Shall I repeat myself, or perhaps...
You should repeat yourself while I look for a spell that doesn't involve you doing a deck save. Please, by all means, keep talking.
Good luck.
I see I am once again alone in the perfection. That is my curse. Solitude is a byproduct of
Okay, well,
magnificence.
as you're talking, 8 scorching rays are gonna
Ooh.
come out of the ether, smacking you in your pompous face. And
All right, give me a roll.
yeah, I know. Well, I have to see if they all hit. What's your DC?
The DC is 16.
Always for everything.
Disadvantage, always and for everything. So, we actually have a couple patron rolls to help you out with this battle.
Oh, awesome.
You get your first attack, gets a 16,
Okay.
thanks to Tom.
Okay.
And-
Awesome.
Right, Andre is giving you a nat 20 for one of them.
Andre, I could kiss you right now.
Super good considering you have disadvantage on these two.
Yeah. Okay. 5 hit, 2 crit.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Imagith's arrogance backfires as he slams back, thrown from his feet and up into the sky from the absolute force behind these that repeatedly pelt him as he goes. He bounces like a ping pong several times, hit once and twice and thrice, and continues on until finally falling back down to the ground.
Duh.
Not moving.
Well, he did just take 71 hit points.
Oh, nice hit.
That kills him, right?
It makes me feel better about the ice burns on my face. Seriously.
Perhaps I was too hasty, he says as he stands up.
I flip my hair back.
Having not simply borne witness to, but having conducted all the greatest works, what peace can be considered a triumph against such a repertoire? Perhaps I have just found a rival. Nay, no, for I have not found a rival yet, for the show has only just begun.
Does anyone understand what this guy is saying?
The crowd will begin applauding, and Sensei will look around, not sure what's going on, but he'll join in too.
The smile creeps over Imagith. It's unnatural, it's unnerving. Aarakocra aren't supposed to be able to smile. They have beaks, not mouths.
Ugh.
And he simply stands, waiting, once again assuming the martial poise as if, shall we continue?
Yeah, hang on, just give me a minute. I'm like holding up a finger while I withdraw a flask from my cloak and start drinking it,
Whiskey?
Archer style.
Yeah.
No, Di Serono. Oh. I'm a classy tiefling.
Of course.
I will hold out a finger, getting ready to cast Disintegration as I try and
Imagith
remember.
takes the lead from you.
No!
You beckoned for him to take the lead. He grabs your finger just between his thumb and his index.
What?
And turns it, twisting it into a sign. The magic starts to flow through your hand, and suddenly the runes glow in front of you before he slaps your hand. And a torrent of fire erupts at your face, engulfing you in fire.
I did not consent to this!
At least you resist fire.
I don't like how many dice you're rolling. Can you stop it?
Well, you're very powerful.
I'm very squishy!
I also just realized I was holding some in reserve.
No, listen here. That's not cool. Can we talk about this?
49 damage. Fire.
At least it's fire.
Many. It's still so many. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of stumble off licking my wounds for a minute.
A stellar performance from our youngest contender so far. Perhaps only our second contender. Who wishes to join the song of my magnificence? Perhaps JR? He motions into the crowd, and you find yourself sitting amongst the crowd, but feeling this urge, this compulsion to stand up as the spotlight centers upon you.
Oh, I stand up and just rage, just start walking towards him.
A round of applause, please, everyone. Yes, thank you. Very good.
I'm gonna pat you on the shoulder as I pass by you, smoking. Good luck, man. You're gonna need it.
As JR approaches, the audience fixates upon him. As I had alluded to previously, for something to stand above the rest implies greatness without equal. For expectations to the contrary would be definitionally wrong. JR, your lead.
You're a mistake. I will crouch and use my wings to boost me forward as fast as I can towards him, and then stop right in front of him, and then use the wings to cast a gust of wind to blind him. And when he finally gets his senses, he'll turn around and I'll have my gun pointed right at his face. And as I pull the trigger, a wind will come and aid the bullet as I am going to smite with my gun and shoot him in the face.
Oh, wow.
And you know what? I saw this, and I'm going to give myself an 18.
Oh, very good. The events unfold exactly as you describe, and young Modus's head explodes briefly, but a quick blur before the audience, as this is still a family-friendly event.
I'm gonna slump down beside Horace, bleeding. Hey, man, you got any popcorn?
He does, in fact, have he has one of the big extra large buckets.
I'm gonna stick my hand in there and get, what, no butter?
I'm trying to watch my figure, thank you very much.
The bullet hits him with 10 piercing, and then the winds of a hurricane behind it smack him with 27 force, and he's knocked prone.
Oh, nice. You see before you not the corpse of Modus or some illusion or even Imagith himself, but actually that of Tana. Tana stands, kneels, falls prone before you.
Hey!
Standing, trying to stand, but discombobulated from the massive torrent of gale force winds that have swept her off her feet. And Imagith rises, Tana still facing you.
I will look to Tana, who's standing up on stage, and then back to the Tana who's eating my popcorn.
I'm gonna be staring at you right back.
Wait, are you Imagith or...
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I trust that.
Okay.
Don't even have to roll for it. I see. I have been upstaged to be cast aside by my own powers, my own force, my own nature, my own will. It is the gravest of insults. How could you channel the storm, the force of nature against me, Imagith, the god of trickery and of storms? And with that, he lights his fingers, Tana's fingers, on fire, reaching into the gale that has continued to perpetuate around him.
I did not consent to this.
Igniting it into a flame tornado that he whiplashes back at you. The fire tornado spins and whirls, and in a moment of frantic confusion, you're completely surrounded by it, buffeted by the winds and scorched by the fires of your friend.
Oof.
And with that, you're going to take 26 piercing and take 31 fire.
Are you capable of that, Tana? That was impressive.
I'm gonna blow on my fingers, kind of proud. Yeah, I am.
And it is your turn.
So I'm in a fire tornado.
Yep.
So, spitting in this fire tornado, you see something larger than what went in. Yellow eyes pierce through.
You're not a storm. You're just a mere cloud.
I am the raging storm. And out from the fire steps a foot, but it's not JR's foot. It's a giant dragon foot. Out steps a large dragon that stands on two legs, and it just looks down.
And you know what happens to clouds in the storm?
Pray tell.
They get blown away.
And my claw will drop on him with another smite.
Perhaps lucky for you, Greg, one of our patrons has decided to replace your roll with a 15.
Ooh, so
Linda has saved you this roll.
It's because
Nice.
you called her hot.
As my claws dig into him, wind aids from every corner of the room and smacks him for 24 force, 13 slashing.
The claws dig deep into his chest and blood spurts out of this Tana Imagith hybrid that's in front of you. He's knocked back. The spotlight following him as he streaks across the stage. The two of you now separated by darkness, and he grunts briefly in pain.
Is that what I look like on my profile?
Horace looks away from you, like not answering.
I'm touching the bump in my nose.
Before you're even able to blink, however, the wounds she suffered now glow a reddish, yellowish, blackish, unholy fire, and it erupts back at you in a hellish rebuke. The tongs of fire reach around. You're able to miss and dodge several of them, but two of them reach around from behind and slap you in the back. You're going to take 12 fire damage from this hellish rebuke, and then he'll take his turn.
Amateur.
It ain't over until someone loses an eye, JR.
Yeah, JR.
You got this.
Till someone loses an eye. Oh, hey, Durgus. Durgus, stop eating all the popcorn.
I see the monster within is well and alive in you, JR, and it is even more hideous than you are.
Rude.
Imagith smiles, a wicked devil smile, and begins to float slightly above the air. Reaching her hands out, fire tongs erupting from each claw and lashing onto the floorboards below you. The floorboards combust, and he begins to string them as if a puppeteer, throwing fire and wood and debris at you. An entire torrent of shrapnel bombards you of piercing and fire damage. You're going to take 12 piercing damage, 32 fire damage.
I will cast Elemental Bane, so the fire kind of absorbs around my claws, and I take half that.
Ooh, nice.
You claim to be such a great god, yet your brother lives, and you're here dead.
Oh.
And I will bellow a little bit, and just sparks from all over my body start gathering around my mouth, and I unleash a giant lightning bolt at him.
As he goes to roll, he realizes for a moment there are other patron saves available to him. With that, he smiles and reaches his hand out as if to forcibly stop the bolt that comes at him. And he is going to take a strength save to stop this. But because he is the main character of this entire show, he's going to take the role Hollymack provided to the good guys.
Rude.
Himself.
Oh, wow.
And take an 18 on it, stopping, forcibly pushing back all of the blast from your massive mouth cannon. Yes.
He'll take half a 45.
Ooh, ow. It still burns and wraps around his hand then. Yes, perhaps this is why I no longer share the stage with anyone. If you have to resort to ad hominem attacks, you are not worthy to share the stage with me. Now be gone, your turn is done.
Oh, damn.
Winnie!
You're swept back off of your feet as the storm carries you back. The fire chases you but is extinguished so as to not ruin the rest of the show. You find yourself sitting amongst the audience as well.
Durgus, scoot over and make room.
I'm probably taking up so much room, I'm large. So
Hey, JR, I'll look up at you and hold up the popcorn. You want some popcorn?
This is my popcorn.
Yeah.
a long tongue, lizard tongue will just come and scoop up.
Come on!
Never mind, I wish to have no more of
Just
it.
keep it.
This is good.
Horace, you so brazenly insult my performance. Now come, please, upstage me if you can.
Oh, he'll stand. He's ready for
I'm gonna
this.
smack him on the butt. You go, boy.
You already got this.
It's time to wake up and smell the shit hitting the fan, Immigrant.
Hey, Horace, if you need a dragon to ride, I don't volunteer.
Do you have any idea who you are messing with? I'll say as I make my way up to the stage.
No, but perhaps a monologue is in order. I believe this is the time for exposition.
Great.
I am the great Sensei Horus. I established the moving monastery from nothing. I was not born a god such as yourself. I had to make my life, make my money.
You tell him, Horace!
Such a tragic tale, and yet here I am, bored beyond tears. Please tell me, just simply because you come from nothing means you achieve nothing? Does the knowledge of your import to my greatest of symphonies bring contentment? It should. Else, who was this great art intended for? But I jest. The work was never about you, your life, nor mine.
Then whose life is it about?
It is about me. And he gives a bow and a flourish, and the audience claps, and there's even a standing ovation as they're all just completely enamored with Imagith's presentation.
Tell me what you have done with young Modus.
And tell me why. Does his presence remind you of your childhood brother, Kepri?
How do you know about this?
I am the god of trickery and deceit. I am required by my very existence to know everything worth knowing, so that my greatest machinations might be fulfilled and performed.
Fine, maybe he does. But what does that matter? I care about young Modus, and you have taken him from me. From us.
Is that how you feel? He motions to you all. You feel in agreement with this friend, this airbag, this Leslie Horace?
Again, we're the only ones who can insult him, dude. Yeah,
And don't tell them my name.
we agree with it. Leslie, I'm gonna turn to JR and start snickering. He said Leslie. Can you like turn back to your human form? You're like sitting on my shoulder. Move.
I don't know if I can.
Perhaps then you would be a better recipient of insult. And he turns into JR in a snap, simply standing, arms folded, several feet away from you, staring.
I don't like that guy anyway, and I'll run up and punch JR in the face.
All right, give me a roll.
What'd I do to you, Leslie?
With disadvantage?
With disadvantage.
I rolled a 17!
Hey, very nice. Your punch lands. And
For 2 bludgeoning damage.
that stinks because it really hurts your hand quite a bit to do that. You're a level 1 monk and not very proficient. JR doesn't blink, simply stands staring at you.
I will steel myself so as to not show the audience that I inflicted more pain on myself than I did him. I can do this all day, Imagith.
JR Imagith stands, still staring, not moving. It is your turn again.
I'll punch him again. Wow, shame for the disadvantage. The first was a nat 20, but I hit with an 18. Horus is
Rolling
amazing.
hot today.
For 3 bludgeoning damage.
Ooh, very nice. Except once again, it hurts your hand more.
As I said, I can do this all day. You've made your rose bed. Now smell it, Imagith.
Make him smell it.
At this inspired line, you get the reaction of a single eyebrow raised on JR as he looks at you still.
Oh, you can take more, can you?
Not a word is spoken.
Oh, he likes the showmanship.
I'm gonna punch him with my other hand, because I think I broke my right hand.
Do it with a flourish. I'm gonna hiss from the audience.
Wait. I have an idea. My wisdom is wise in this form, and then
You're gonna shrink.
Shrink back down to me, but I'm naked. What was I doing here?
Not again.
You really need to get really stretchy clothes.
Where am I?
Put on pants.
Oh.
I'm used to putting on a performance to many monks, and I will gather all of the ki into one single focused blast to finish him off.
Here we go.
Oh, okay, I miss.
Standing perfectly still, you still manage to miss swinging at him. Your punch comes up just an inch short, and you stumble and fall over.
Does he at least fall with a flourish?
Can I make a performance check?
Absolutely. Let's see this.
16 on my performance.
Hey, you did it. Very nice. You managed to
Do a somersault.
do a somersault. Thank you, audience.
More like peanut gallery.
You somersault out and end up sitting on your butt. This time he's turned to look at you, but he still stares.
I know what this is. You're messing with me. You think you're the first bully to pick on me? I'll stand back up. You are certainly not.
I grow weary of this. The self-delusions of mortals merely muddle my greater focus. Enough with you, he says, and you are swept back off into the audience, into your seat. A dwarf has tried to take your seat, but as you come hurtling towards the dwarf quickly drops the popcorn and runs.
I'll take his popcorn, because Tana and everyone else ate mine.
I didn't stick my tongue in it.
Yeah, well, you gave it to the guy who did.
I know.
And
I don't have fingers.
perhaps the last and, dare I say, wisest of the group shall shed some light and some quality to this performance. Finian, if you would so join me on stage and honor me with your very presence.
Doesn't he have the lowest charisma of all of us?
Yeah.
We're screwed.
Immergith, thank you for your kind introduction. Hopefully I do not upstage you too much with my fantastic forthcoming performances.
Oh, I'll clap.
I'm clapping too.
The confidence! Yes, yes! This is what we come for!
I have a proposal of sorts, rather than fighting as you have fought with my friends here. I propose a challenge. A challenge to entertain the audience.
What?
A little confused, a little soiled, as if, yes, you did upstage him. You suggested the flow of his grand performance. And it pains him a little. You can see it in his eyes. For the briefest of seconds, just the smallest amount. A bit of pain.
If this challenge is too much for you,
No,
I
this
understand.
is brilliant, and I will acquiesce. In fact, I would say, let us all have challenges. This sounds like a delight, and it sounds like the greatest of improvisations that shall ever be improvised.
If you don't mind, my friend over here seems like she's in a bad way. I could heal her a little before we begin.
Oh, yes, yes, mortals need their rest. Yes, you may all have your long rests, of course.
What? Are you gonna put us to sleep?
You all feel the effects of a long rest.
Wow.
What?
Ooh.
I mean, never mind. I'll take it. Yeah, that's totally normal.
Back to full health, baby.
Yeah.
9
Yeah.
HP.
You got a splint on that arm?
Yeah.
Nice.
Does anyone have any pants? I'm just holding my hand over my crotch trying to cover
No, you have
myself up.
to earn your pants in the moving monastery.
What do I have to do? This is getting kind of breezy out here.
Get me young Modus.
He does have extra pants.
No.
Of course, I love the ambition. It is the foundation of the theater. And Finian, pray tell, what would be the gamble?
If you lose, you must renounce all power in Kythar forever.
I
Banished
shall renounce
forever.
all power forever. Oh, the idea.
What? Afraid we could beat you?
Of course not, but simply the arrogance to ask such a thing of me. It is astounding to me. Perhaps...
One has already been asked and accepted. So you would not be alone in that company. Your brother Tregeth voluntarily gave up his life and power to save Kythar.
Yes, and I would sacrifice my divinity for the scheming of mortal wretches that would not so much as return the favor. Preposterous.
What do you ask in return of equal value in your eyes, then?
You never let them pick the price. That's bad negotiation, Finian.
Why, you simply could not match the value of mine own soul. The closest you could come would be eternal internship.
Is it a paid internship?
Asks you.
Of course not. This is the theater, after all. Your souls belong to me.
JR, I don't know that I can do this.
He's a bastard. Through and through.
What? It is only a fair proposal. Tit for tat, or an equal transaction, as you may say.
What does an internship look like?
Oh, nothing much. Fetching coffees, keeping the stage clean and fixed up, and eternally entertaining me as I see fit. In whatever
Jesters. We'd be
capacity.
jesters.
Yes. Yes, I suppose you could call it a jester.
But it looks good on our resume.
It is a good resume builder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get experience.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, infinite experience. What employer couldn't resist the call of an infinitely experienced intern?
I don't work for exposure.
That's because you're already exposed.
Oh shit, and I'll re-put my hands around my crotch.
Finian, seal the deal.
I walk over to shake Imiga's hand.
JR's form burns away into cinders and ash as Imagith reaches his hand forth, his clawed fingers grasping your hand in affirmation. And thus we change the tempo to that not of mortal combat, but instead of challenges of the mind, body, or soul, your choice. After all, it was evident you could not stand against me in even the trivial pursuit of combat. JR, what is your challenge?
I'm an expert at putt-putt golf.
Okay.
What?
Putt golf. Did you stutter? I am sorry.
No, you see where I'm from, we have artificers that make the best courses.
Interesting. Well,
I used to go on dates there all the time. It was awesome.
Oh, that sounds fun.
you went on many dates there. I am sorry for your loss, as you could not find a single woman to copulate with. Anyhow, Horace, please inform our party. What is it you challenge?
You are a liar. And so,
Thank you.
something I think I can best you at is inspiring people. You can tell lies, but you cannot inspire.
Ooh, a well thought out and well placed challenge. I will have to think on that one, but you have your wish, Horace. Now, Tana, tell me, what is it you think you can best, the god of trickery and of clouds? He gives a dirty eye to JR. At.
I have plus 10 in perception. And I have plus 10 in deception. I could take you on easily in 2 truths and a lie.
You mean persuasion? You said perception.
I'm lying, you stupid butthole.
Oh.
Perhaps you have misread your character sheet, as I know it is not perception.
I could still
This shall
whoop
be
your butt
easy.
on lying any day. Let's go.
All right, the confidence, the bravado, it shall serve you well, perhaps. And finally, Finian, we had started our conversation about your challenge, but given the knowledge now of what your teammates have chosen, what is it you believe you could best the god of trickery at?
I believe I could best you at the art of illusion.
You could best me at the art of illusion. And the audience laughs alongside with him. That is the essence of my entire domain and power set. Excellent, and with that, the contract is signed. However, I did leave out one, potentially key import. I can tell you're dying to know, and hopefully not dying to play. Now, I said you would be challenging me. I didn't say which of you in which challenge would be challenging me, and thus, we are going to spice it up a little bit. And we will begin with something quaint. How about putt-putt with Tana?
Oh, you're switching it up.
I never
Yeah,
agreed
listen
to do
here, you
putt-putt.
devious dick.
Hang
That
on.
wasn't part of the deal.
I was not supposed to do that.
You know
Played
what?
was not part of the deal in the first place, and given that I am the one with all the power, I dictate the rules.
You know what? In for a dime, in for a dozen. I can take you on in any of these challenges.
Yeah.
I like his positivity.
Any of them.
I'm in.
Your friend has consented? Or is he not your friend?
Well,
Of course I am their friend, all but Finian.
Let us begin, Tana. And he will sweep his hands out.
Why do I have to go first again?
Describe the putt-putt course. He will grant you that pleasure.
Okay. The putt-putt course is an erupting volcano where you have to get your fireballs over rivers of lava and chasms opening wide and spurts of fire and brimstone and sulfur going all over the place. It'll be so cozy.
Curious, a quaint, and largely unoriginal and derivative course. However,
When's the last time you played putt-putt on a volcano?
this is by far the first time I've ever had to play such a sport. I only learned of the sport just now.
So
and
then don't
perhaps
call it derivative. Rude.
Now we should clarify the rules. The first to put the ball in the hole 3 times is the victor, yes?
Yes.
Actually, if you guys are playing real golf,
We don't know how to play golf. Yeah, that's not happening.
Okay, I'll shut up.
So the first to 3. 3 balls, 3 holes.
Precisely. I shall lead off, of course.
Of course.
You have the home field advantage, a dreary home field advantage.
Yeah, that...
Imagith approaches the tee and places the small white ball on it. It grows and grows and grows before combusting into a fireball. And he takes his small little putter up to it, looks down the field, looks back at the ball and down at the field before gently stroking one time. And he gets an 18. The fireball bursts from the tee, ricocheting off the mountain and traveling down a lava flume before reappearing over one of the chasms of the mountain.
Where it will turn into ice as I twist the elements. And it melts into a small puddle before it can even reach the hole. And then I will smile at you, a big toothy grin.
I did not think that this was a dishonest form of putt-putt.
Is there any other form of putt-putt with you, god of trickery?
It would be rather dull and drab. Otherwise, I commend you for your trickery, but no, trickery cuts both ways.
I only expected it. So I'll pull out my own ball, which is a big ball of flames, and I will set it down and hit it as hard as I can and just pray really, 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 really hard it goes the right way.
Okay, give me a roll. Originally, I had an 18, but before your little bout of cheating...
You never said I couldn't change the elements. It's not cheating, and I rolled a 19. 1 point.
1 point indeed. 1 point for Tana. Imagith disappears from Tana briefly before appearing before JR.
Rude.
And JR, I choose you for illusion magic. Try your best against the definition of trickery.
What a stupid challenge, Aaron.
Worked for me.
He reaches his hands out, and you expect magic to flow. Every time you've seen a sorcerer cast magic, it's always flowed from them out and into the world, and it's obvious and easy to tell when an illusion is there if you simply investigate it, but the landscape itself changes, and you find yourself atop a singular mountain, the cold wind rustling and whipping around. Small little shrines to, presumably, Imagith are adjacent to you and ring with soft little bells. This is the land of isolation, where one is driven insane in their own solitude. This is the perfect expression of what it is to be the god of trickery. Need you only find the exit, if there is one. He smiles and rolls. A natural 20. Best that.
I will just stand there and look at the loneliness. You know, I now have some empathy for you. I know what it's like to be alone for a long period of time. And I also know what it's like to underestimate someone. You see, I am the eye of the storm, and the eye sees through all, and I'm going to cast my dragon spirit, so my dragon spirit will descend from me, but then its head will lower, and it will overlay mine, and I will close my eyes and look through it. And it has blind sight, so I will see what is truly in the room.
You see, wow. Dang, that's a good move. You see not only through the illusion of the mountaintop And even though you still feel cold and still feel the rustling of the wind, you're standing in a tavern. The bar stools are scattered in all directions, but you aren't even in a stadium, a stage of any kind. And you clearly win this round. Scoffing. We are done. You win this round. Next one. Imagith disappears in a flurry, feathers exploding from him in his anger as he disappears in front of you.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, that was super convenient. So I take it back, actually, Aaron. Your suggestion is a good challenge.
Worked out well.
Yeah.
Imagith appears before you, Leslie.
My name is Horace.
The narrator.
Sensei Horace.
The narrator apologizes.
Thank you.
Imagith appears before you, Sensei Horace.
That's correct.
Who is it you are talking to?
I was speaking to the narrator.
Ah, yes, the narrator. He and I are the best of friends. It is perhaps even where I draw most of my power. Now then.
You have kept me waiting long enough.
Oh, too impatient to play two truths and a lie, I see?
Oh, I am perfectly ready. I know you are afraid to lose to me, so you are dragging your feet, but why don't we start this off?
Indeed. I will leave the first to you. Please, convey to me all it is that is so true of that heart of yours.
I will speak 3 truths. Are you ready? That is not the first one. I see the way you're looking at me. My estate is worth over 3 million gold. Second, I am the greatest monk leader in all of Belior. And third, I failed to save my dear younger brother. I will not fail to save young Modus.
3 million gold, you said. Jared suddenly really fond of...
New bestie. New bestie.
So tell me, Imagith, which of those is the lie?
You make it too easy for me, Horace. For I know you did fail to save your brother. It is almost as if a certain someone arranged it to be. Whoever could that be? That is a truth. The lie is your estate. Not because you do not have the wealth to your name, but because, with a stroke, I shall devalue all the land in Belior. A scribal error just occurred, and a single 0 has simply deflated the currency's value. Tell me, how does it feel to be worth 30 gold?
That is more than 1 0, Imagith.
Economics is a complicated and dreary subject. I honestly, or perhaps not honestly, do not understand how it works.
All you need to know is a penny saved is worth 2 in the bush. That is how I have made my millions.
And that is how your millions have disappeared as well.
Unfortunately, you have found the lie. My estate is not worth 3 million. Only 2 million.
And with that, I claim victory with this round.
Yes, but don't bite your chickens before they feed you. My friends will best you, I am sure of it.
Yeah, speaking of which, can we get back to golf, please?
Imagith disappears, this time a little bit reinvigorated, before Finian. A little bit impatient, his claws tapping on the ground. So, Finian, inspire me, I suppose. Tell the audience why they are so great, and why their mortal lives matter so much.
You want me to tell the spirits assembled here why their lives are important?
Precisely. That is the definition of inspiration, is it not?
How about I turn that on its head and explain it in a different way? My comrades and I have journeyed far and wide, have suffered defeats and victories. We have seen much bloodshed and saved many lives. Now our mission has taken us here to ask you, O great Imagith, to put down your swords and put down your veils of trickery and step away from this immortal life you have been granted. My friends and I were given a similar offer, an offer of great power to stand literally at your shoulders, giants as well, to help balance Kythar. Rather, instead, we determined that the best way to preserve balance, to restore the health and wealth that Logal brings to Kythar, to allow spirits to transit from the light to the darkness, unmolested, unhindered. We set aside that power. We did that not just for the living, but also for the spirits of those who have departed. We did it because it is the right thing to do. And those assembled here, I would say to you, we have done this for you, because you came before us. You are great. You are the ones we are here to protect, and for a future to preserve. And we ask you again, Imagath, to give up this charade, this play, this trickery, and do what your brother has already done, and step down.
I, the DM, am really inspired. Like, holy crap, that was good. But Imagath, not so much. While the monologue was, well composed, I will give you that. The audience does seem bored, as our patron Saint Ricky has dictated that your persuasion roll is a 7.
You gotta stop making Ricky mad.
I'm inspired, Finian.
Yeah, I'm inspired.
Perhaps they crave the attention of their god. My people is all he'll say, and he'll roll.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And gets a 23, and the audience erupts in applause for him. I claim victory this round. I am off to check on Tana. She must be absolutely fuming at this.
I've just been practicing my putts.
Get it? Fuming because she's playing over a volcano.
Imagath disappears and reappears before you, Tana. Now, I am starting to grow a little impatient with this, so perhaps we should speed it up a notch.
I'm impatient too. Let's go.
Shall we both stroke at the same?
Absolutely. Let's stroke. Also, I'm going to twist luck a little bit, and you need to subtract 1d4 from your roll.
Ooh, okay. Doing it again, I see. A trick that I saw coming a mile away. Nonetheless, I shall permit it, for I have one of my own. All of these patron rolls bore me. I shall instead approach the Discord myself and roll.
What?
Wait.
And Dice Maiden didn't respond to me in the Discord.
Roll your die, coward. Oh, I'm sorry, Imagath. I thought you were a raven, not a chicken. Roll your die, chicken.
No matter. This is simple trickery.
On a volcano, would you be a rotisserie chicken?
I instead choose to grant myself inspiration, for I have performed such admirably so far. How does a 25 sound to you, Tana?
How is that even fair? This is not cool.
I just learned the game, so I only have a bonus of 19.
Well, you know what, Aaron? Would you look at that?
She rolled a natural 20.
You're not the only one who can roll
no.
2 die, bitch.
Oh, burn. On the volcano.
2 points out of 3.
This shall be the greatest telling of an underdog story ever. Or perhaps is it simply Imagath toying with his prey?
I got a touchdown. Don't take that
Imagath
from me.
disappears halfway through you talking. Imagath reappears before each of you, grabbing you by the hand and dragging you back on stage. All simultaneously before all the Imagaths reappear together and remerge together. Fine. I seem to have lost control of this entire performance, and you have borderline ruined it. However, no, the show is still on, for we have a tie. Yes, I may have been flustered even at my own game. I do concede when facing Tana in putt golf, a most vile of sports which shall be banned in these lands from here henceforth.
I got the 3-pointer shot.
Wait a minute. I lost mine. I had full faith in the 3 of you. Which one of you assholes lost? Finian, I bet it was you.
Yes, unfortunately, one of the other gods disrupted my performance and damaged my credibility for the audience. I thought I made an impassioned and helpful speech.
Tisk, Finian.
JR, you won.
It's not like you did any better.
Stop squabbling, JR.
Yes, I won.
Okay.
Imagith scratches his beak and paces back and forth, ruminating about whatever the solution to this conundrum is. We have a tie, but
Imagith, can I ask you something?
he stops and pauses. Of course, yes. What is it?
I've seen through everything, and I think I've seen through you, and I just have to ask you why. Why are you even bothering doing this? Like, I've seen your loneliness, and I know how that felt. I know what it's like to just sit in what would be an empty boat, scratching the days away. All your siblings have already left, and you're just fighting to stay here in an empty tavern. If you
catch Imagith for a second. He stops strolling at that last phrase. You seem to have struck a chord with him.
No. You're just fighting to perform in front of an empty audience.
Hey, I am part of the audience.
Souls who are trapped here for eternity as
Against
his
their will.
captive audience.
How is that even a performance? You're not a performer, you're a fraud. Step down so we can fix this.
If you go with Legal, you'll be reunited with all your siblings. You won't be alone anymore. That's the most crippling thing I think I've ever seen. I've seen this place. I've seen what this is. It's just, why fight? Just, you could be with your siblings.
Your appeals to my more reasonable side are unfortunately finding purchase. But there is one crack in your argument, and it is a gaping maw of a crack, for I did lie about the audience previously. I am not the only one who matters. You find yourselves here. You find yourselves the focal point of Thoketh's great ambitions and great plans. And yet you do not yet realize that is the performance. He may have foreseen the seven, he may have foreseen each of you, but he did not foresee me. And my masterpiece, my piece de resistance, my opus magnum, I talk, of course, of Finian. The key of keys, my key of keys. Oh, yes, the beautiful work that Finian has performed. I do not speak untruth when I say it borders my own brilliance. Finian, I created you as the key of keys. I trusted that you would undermine and unravel the plans of Thogeth. And guess what? One of the seven is dead. The body trusted you to heal. The body trusted you to keep them alive. And look who is dead now. And Thogeth's plans unravel and unfurl before us.
Who's dead?
Heen.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he
You
was
do
part of
not
seven.
laugh. You do not see the brilliance of this, the complete collapse of your
And
argument.
you know where Heen is now in his death? He's with his loved ones. He's no longer alone either. It's okay to let go.
You don't always have to be the star of the show, you know.
No. We have yet to resolve our game, our performance. Your arguments sway my heart. However, I cannot simply give up what I have. Why would I? I do still have acts to perform. I do still have work to be done. But I will grant you this. Finish my one singular last task. A challenge for the ages. A challenge climactic beyond all recognition. And I will step down and give forth my power. Your souls intact and your own.
Will you give us young Modus back?
And I will grant you Modus as well. He has been entertaining but grows tiresome as well, for he lacks an appreciation for the finer details.
Can I roll an insight check to see if you are full of shit?
Absolutely.
As you have been this entire episode.
I think we all will roll insight checks at this point.
I got a 24.
Wow.
I have +7 in insight.
He isn't lying. You caught enough of those subtle hints of how it just hurt deep
20.
inside how Jer's argument about the loneliness was resonated with this man in a way that almost brought pain to you as well.
So what do we have to do?
Oh, nothing difficult. The lights dim and darken throughout the region as you are returned to the introductory room once more. A hush ripples outward, emanating from center stage as the actions to reveal this climactic challenge are initiated. Imagith reaches forth, producing a single green handkerchief, which he extrudes from his sleeve with a forceful grace. Placing the lone textile upon a pedestal for only the briefest of moments, he snatches back, unveiling nothing more than a humble red apple. The anticipation in the room is palpable as a wicked smile traces across his avian beak. The devious nature of his machinations finally laid bare for all to witness and to judge. The Raven Man steps forth with purpose, his cocky demeanor never once dropping from his ashen face as he issues this, his culminating challenge. Eat of the apple, nothing more. And with a bow fit for a king, Imagith disappears into the darkness, scheming and toiling evermore.
Well, I'm not going to eat that apple.
I don't think you can.
Oh, right. As a ghost. I didn't mean I refuse. I mean I physically cannot.
You're a coward through and through, Horace, but thank you for playing.
What is it with fruit in this game?
The apple rests intimidatingly.
I look from JR to Finian and right through Horace because he's transparent. I say we roll a die.
You want to let fate decide?
Yeah.
I'm sure this is another aspect of his trickery. It may not be so simple to take a bite of this apple.
You want to know the best way to deal with tricks and lies? Pure logic. Let's let fate decide.
That's not logic.
It is to a tiefling.
That's just random chance.
Are you telling me no?
I'm going to cast Purify Food and Drink on it.
Wow.
Oh, that's a good spell.
It goes off. You're confident it is not full of poison.
I pick up the apple.
The apple has a nice hefty weight to it. It feels solid and crisp as if it was plucked from the tree at the opportune moment. This might be the best or worst apple you have ever eaten.
The best or worst? Well, that's not very persuasive. The worst.
Finian, just give it to me.
Why? Are you going to take a bite?
I will eat it. Just give it to me.
It seems I've been made the key of keys. Perhaps this is my burden to bear. Whatever happens.
I take a bite of the apple.
Oh.
It is crisp. It is juicy. It is delicious. And as the bits of fruit travel down your esophagus and into your stomach, they settle a contented lump, your hunger sated, and the apple eaten. Thank you. You have all been a most lovely audience. My only regret is that our time together has ended, but please direct your admiration to the most auspicious performers, the Noodles and Company, for without their innovative, ingenious wordplay and inspired passion, none of this production would have been possible. Thank you. Take a bow. You have earned it.
I'll bow. Without hesitation.
Looking
Sensei
around
will bow.
awkwardly with two halves of an apple, one partly eaten, juice running down the side of my mouth, I take a bow.
I'll take a little curtsy.
Yeah, I'll take a bow.
With that, the lights of the tavern return, and the once largely empty dive is full of the hustle and bustle of thirsty patrons. Their spirits are high, and the people talk with excitement and intrigue, having just experienced the greatest show of their generation. Why the confusion? Well, there should be merriment. You achieved all you set out to achieve in Part 5, and did it in such a rousing manner. There should be celebration, for not all of you were able to eat an apple with such grace as yourselves. You truly earned this triumph.
There's no triumph while you're still standing, Imagith.
Oof.
You think I do not honor my word?
You are the god of trickery, after all.
He has a point.
Also, drop the act. We all know you're doing your best Horace impression.
No, I do fully intend to follow through I have lived too long as the sole member of my own caste. Excruciating tedium it has been. You perhaps do understand what it is to be alone, to be loved only by oneself. And thus, I shall honor my agreement. But first a toast to you and yours. He holds out his hand, and one of the patrons immediately slams a drink into it without even blinking. You all look, and several patrons are reaching out their mugs to you, offering.
I'll take one.
I'll take it.
To going out on the highest of notes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Imagith.
He drinks his beer. You all follow suit.
Yeah, I'll drink mine.
I'll take a sip of it.
It's fine. It's warm. It's just some of the grog you would find at a normal tavern.
It's an IPA.
I drop dead.
My one weakness.
One of the revelations I had was that in my lust for the limelight, I lost sight of the real events unfolding before me. I made that pact, and I shall uphold it. But first, I beseech you just a few final inquiries and niceties. Perhaps this is the correct group to ask, as an action so common to mortals, I find it... No, I am disturbed by it. I am disturbed by the mountainous difficulty this task presents. What do you suppose it feels like to die, truly?
I have pondered that question many an hour in meditation. I believe that when our souls finally return to Espis, our path is recharted for us. Espis has put us on the path we're on today, given us the energy to our souls to inhabit these bodies that we walk around in, imbued us with these powers, given even the demigods the abilities that they had and have. I think in the end, it would be peaceful. Maybe you'll have a lingering memory of that for a moment, but when your spirit has returned in a new form, hopefully that will give you solace.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. Being one death saving fail away from Espis, I am like hanging on to every word you're saying.
Yeah, that was...
And maybe it's just the weight of everything finally taken off your shoulders. Finally being able to truly relax.
That is a nicety I have never been able to afford myself, and it's to simply be adrift in the wind, never planning, never scheming, never having a direction, never having a purpose. I am horrified by the concept.
I think it sounds exciting as fuck.
I think it sounds wonderful.
And that is the great lie you sell yourselves every morning, to know that whatever lies before you is simply uncharted.
Unknown. Yes.
Well, since I'm the one in the party who's responsible for toasts, how about we raise our glasses one more time to the unknown?
Imagith.
Here, here.
To the unknown.
To the unknown.
To the unknown.
To the unknown. I have prattled on far too long. It is indeed time to go. Indeed, the most hopeful of wishes I have ever expressed may simultaneously be the greatest untruth I have ever uttered. I am confident in your victory against my brother, and I am confident in your quest to reestablish balance within the realm. Yet, I find the ultimate and most honest of these lies is perhaps the truest phrase to ever part my lips. I hope you do. With these words, Imagith's spirit ruptures into a violent outburst as he slams a silver knife into his chest cavity. The hollow and morose energy cascades across the land, mingling not with the trees and dirt, but with the people themselves. The tavern is illuminated by a brilliant, otherworldly light, and a wave of profound revelation washes over the populace. For the second of 3 have fallen. The end of part 5.
Wow.
Thank you all for listening to our podcast, and thank you all for granting me this special chance to give my personal flavor to this epic adventure.
It was awesome.
If you're a patron, don't forget to submit your questions for the short rest. If you have questions for me, whether about Heen or as Imagath, I'll be at the short rest as well, so I'll be there to answer them. And I didn't forget, but a special thanks to our greater deities, Ricky, Linda, and Tom, our deities, Zach, Vic, Alleycat, Jason, Hollymac, Melpomene, Pete M, Ride Andre, and Indy, our celestials, Ironjaw, Lee, Tasha, Terry, Little Lib, Nick, Virgil McClurkin, and Chris Kremkow. Our heroes Ray Kitsune, Kat, Chris Matowski, Soren, and Vansel. And to all of our adventurers, if you want to affect the story like they do, or perhaps lend Imagath some of your power, come roll with us on Patreon. And another thanks to Etsyway Gaming for supplying our dice. That's all I have for today. Part 6 begins next week. See you, nerds.
Oh, wait.
See ya.
Where's Mo?
Where's Mo? Hey. See you guys.
Okay. I forget that this...
The hell?
That was the bird. I love in all the chaos of this episode, the cockatoo is going
He's
nuts
going
on my
into it.
shoulder. He wants to tell a story too.